This lesson is going to be about verb conjugations. And before we start, we need to learn the personal pronouns. What are pronouns? We learned in the other lesson that a pronoun stands in the place of a noun, right? Der Mann, die Frau, sie, das Kind, es. Remember those? Yes, you do. So let's see what the personal pronouns are. Let's say singular when we talk about one person, and plural when we talk about more than one. Okay, what's the first one? It's just like in English. Ich. It means I. The second one is du, which means you. We're just talking about one person here, right? Singular. Then, number 3 is the he, she, it. We already learned these. Sie, es. Remember those? He, she, it. Okay. Now, in German, in English we are more casual, at least on the surface more casual. We call everybody you, right? In German we have 2 words for you. When I talk to a friend or a person I know well, a family member, we would call that person du. But if we talk to any adults outside our immediate family, we have to use a formal address. We have to use Sie, capital S-I-E, and that means you, formal. So if I give somebody a title or I address somebody with a Mr. or Mrs., I don't say du, I say Sie. That's a very important cultural difference. You have to keep that in mind. Okay, now let's see what happens when we talk about the plural. We have the singular ich, du, sie, es, and then comes wir, meaning we, sounds like English, right? Then comes ihr, which is like you all, because we're talking about more than one person. And then we have the plural, sie, and here sie means they. As you notice, that little word sie has all kinds of different meanings, depends on how it's used in a sentence, okay? So you learn out of context what the sie gets interpreted as. Now remember, I said we have formal and informal ways of talking to people. Now, if I address a group of kids, I would say, hey you all, what are you doing, right? But if I address a group of adults, again, I would have to use the capital C, meaning the same thing, you all, but here I'm being very formal and polite. Okay, so these are called personal pronouns. Now, why do we need those? Because the next thing we are going to learn is how to conjugate a verb.